And it's mad how there's so much stuff on Earth that is alien, but it's on Earth.
Yeah, I mean the deep sea is weird.
Yeah,
like there's some we haven't explored all of it because it's so fucking hard to get to.
Yeah,
and it's
there's so many more species for us to kill off that we don't even know yet. It's true.
Welcome to another episode of the Three Speech Podcast with Bat Baby. Nico is late as ever, but I am the Bajan. No, I'm not the Bajan.
Yeah, you're not a Bajan sensation.
I'm the mad lad of Jihad, the Persian nightmare, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, and I'm joined as ever by controlled opposition, Mr. Hate Speech.
Zip zap, zippity zap, get vexed.
And behind, wow, going in on the gas bombs early.
Mr. I have a problem.
It's the Gorilla
Vanilla Gorilla.
It's Mooch, baby.
People call me Horse the Pussy Filler.
I'm having gas bomb withdrawals, man. I mean,
You must have gas bombs up there.
Yeah, but we don't have any vodka, so I'm drinking a coffee.
Neither do we. We're on
dry house.
We're on some brown spirits.
We've decided that I decided that we're going to go through all the different spirits and see which one's best for gas bombs. Because I did a tequila gas bomb, which is known as
pineapple gas.
No.
I can't remember.
A narco bomb.
I can't remember. It had a name. I can't remember what the name is. But we've got
a donkey bong.
No expense spared here.
It's from Waitrose.
It's from Waitrose, the poshest of all the supermarkets, and it's the finest. It says on it, the finest brandy, aged for 3 years.
Yeah.
3 fucking years. Can you believe this shit? So we've got this incredible. The fine. You can't get better than finest because it's the ultimate limit of the fine. I was amazed I got it for cheaper than XO, to be honest, and Courvoisier. But there we go.
Don't this shit make a...
And so we're going to do brandy gash bombs. Darius, how's Edinburgh? Are you having fun up there? I heard you flipped out in the audience every single fucking night.
Now, only one night I flipped out on them on the Saturday.
Right.
And it was deserved.
Why? What were they doing?
Because...
Did they not like you getting your cock out?
Yeah.
No, I mean.
Were there complaints made to the three sisters?
What did you call Rishi?
Oh, you know what?
Sunak?
There have been complaints about my bucket speech.
Yeah, I saw the email. I'm still copied into the email from the venue.
What is it?
And they're like, we've heard that people are making aggressive bucket speeches. I was like, that's obviously Darius. Like when I was up there, the bucket speech for Hate and Life probably took money out the fucking bucket. He's like, listen. I know some of you got paid for tickets. I don't believe you. And I'm going to demand to see your ticket stubs on the way out. And anybody who doesn't have a ticket stub doesn't get out here unless you give us at least £5. And
then I chased them down. I chased down people down the stairs going, you fucking cheap fuck. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You're downloading comedy for free right into your eyes, you fucking cheap motherfuckers.
You wouldn't steal a car.
So I would steal a car. Or I wouldn't steal a car, but I'd make an absolute perfect copy of a car that left the original car intact.
Yeah, that's true.
Using a 3D printer. I mean, it's just been...
Can we do these bombs?
Do the gas bombs. Whilst they're doing the gas bombs, I'll tell you, this has been a weird Fringe. It's been all right, but no better than all right. Is it nice with brandy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with French brandy. Le Gas.
French?
Yeah. Gas
Le
Bombier.
Le Gas Bon.
Le Gas Surrender.
Whoa.
Le Gastronomie.
Oh, no Frenchman would surrender after one of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a gas bomb before my show tonight, I think.
So, yeah, I heard numbers at the Pleasance are down 30%. And this is before they cancelled Jerry Sadowitz.
Yeah. I mean, I think Edinburgh just feels a bit dead. I think it's a combination of...
extortionate prices.
Yeah, just the rent's expensive, the train's
aggressive bucket speeches.
Aggressive bucket speeches. Everything's expensive.
I think it's the lack of diversity, actually.
Yeah, they need more transgender, Islamic, lesbian, brown.
No, I honestly do. I think we need less shit comics.
No, I think that's
I'm joking.
I saw a clip of a transgender comedian on the Chortle Fast Fringe, and she comes on, And she's like that. She had to say that she had to acknowledge that she was the second transgender act on the lineup. And it's like, you know what I mean? How many transgender acts are there in Edinburgh?
Is it Jordan?
There's Jordan Gray.
Who's smashing it, apparently.
And is it a good show?
Apparently it's great. But I don't. But again, it's not really my. I imagine it's probably not my kind of show. I went up to.
Well, it's an advantage for transgender women because they still have some residual funniness in them from being born male.
Up,
That's the advantage that testosterone gives you.
Well, there's probably an argument that will probably get me cancelled. That when you like growing up as a boy, and you know going through the whole courting procedure, you do have to up your game and you know maybe be funny if you're not. You know the 6'6" Adonis that normally the girls flock to. So you kind of You're 6'6".
He's 6 foot.
But
5
maybe so.
got
Like
high
sometimes
posters.
there's you know there's a was it Hitchens who had he had some sort of argument about that.
Which one, the alive one or the dead one?
The dead one.
Oh right, yeah, the best one.
Yeah, he said it was kind of like you know there was I may be making this up that you know when you guys are funny because they have to be funny to you know make themselves more attractive.
It's like a peacock's feathers.
Exactly. So maybe that's why Jordan Gray, and I'm just putting it down to just that. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
she's so funny. No, but I've heard her show is great. But again, I'm not really a fan of Edinburgh shows. Yeah, because I like just to escape and dick jokes, low bar,
have fun.
Yeah, rather than be taken on a journey of sort of like I don't like theatre. I like comedy.
Would you like to see something like Jerry Sadowitz then?
You know what? It might be a bit much for me.
Really? Have you seen him before?
I haven't actually, but I fucking despise magic. So
oh no, he does. He does like really funny magic.
No, I remember seeing his TV show as a child.
Right?
Hold
yeah.
on a second.
The Paul Bear's review.
Just before we get into this, let's just fill everyone in. Jerry Sadowitz is an offensive comedian. He's been an offensive comedian for 30 years. The most extreme offensive comedian you can see. He was booked at the Pleasance, which is supposedly the best venue in Edinburgh. He did one night
at their showcase, like their biggest room, is it?
EICC.
Yeah.
The EICC.
And then the Pleasance went, he doesn't align with our values,
well,
which we knew.
He was down to do 2 shows. He did the first show, and apparently, you know, it was good. Sold loads of tickets. He said the show went great. You know, he didn't notice any walkouts or whatever. And but then the Pleasance pulled the second show because they're like, the Pleasance guy, he came out with a really fucked up statement. I'll read the statement. So he says, now I've got to find it.
You know what I read though? I read somewhere online that. That's not true. So some guy posted, I was at the venue, I'm a left wing, I'm not right wing, I'm left wing as they go. There were no walkouts.
He was on LBC.
John Fleming's blog, and he was on the thing, and he said there were no walkouts. This is just purely the venue doing this to create
the venue staff.
They've set him up to fail.
No, I don't think they set him up. I think they booked him without realising that, you know, and like, you know, they booked him thinking, well, Jerry Sadowitz, he's had the stamp of approval from like Stuart Lee and all the sort of cathedral comedians. And even now, some of them have come out, you know, batting for him. It's not all just rabid, you know.
Al Murray came on and defended him.
You know, me and Nick Dixon. But the Pleasance. The Pleasance thing said, the Pleasance is a venue that champions, this is director of the Pleasance's statement, the Pleasance is a venue that champions free speech and we do not censor comedians' material. However, Jerry Sadowitz's material is not acceptable, does not align with the Pleasance's values and has no place on the festival. And it's like, well, so you do censor material then? You know, you
that was in The Guardian.
You couldn't censor a comedian more than cancelling them from their show.
Well, I mean, it's such a contradictory paragraph.
Yeah,
we don't censor comedians, but for their material. But this material was not in our, so you can't listen to it.
Yeah,
which is astounding. The lack of awareness of what they've just said.
The double speak.
You know what? That's the thing. It's not even. This is just like one of many things, and more people are starting to notice how we're getting gaslit every day. We don't cancel comedians. Oh, oh, we just said he can't perform it. That's not cancellation. Oh,
Yeah.
They tell you, so they tell you what to say, but they can't tell you what to think, and that's why they're changing the language. Because if they change the language and the meaning of words, then you won't be able to think. Like recession, for example, recession no longer is what it always meant, which was 2 fucking successive quarters of negative growth. If they change the definition, if they change the words, you can't even think against what they want you to think, because you won't have the vocabulary to fucking verbalize it in your own mind.
I mean, it's kind of similar to feminist. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I think everyone, and you're all going to make a joke here, but believes that, you know, women should have equal rights and all this sort of stuff. You know, like that's the basis of feminism. But then there's second, third wave feminism, which is kind of convolutes what the original message, which was like, okay, cool, we want to just be equals here. And I think everyone can agree that's fine.
Well, it's the same with like every sort of movement like that. Everybody was like pretty much on board with like Martin Luther King. Everybody should be equal and treated on the content of their character rather than the colour of their skin. But now, the sort of contemporary civil rights movement, Black Lives Matter, whatever, it's about reparations and people getting preferential treatment, and, you know, white people getting fired, and also there's protected characteristics. So, you know, if you criticize anyone's protected characteristics, so gender, sex, race, religion, all this sort of stuff. So if you criticize, but obviously it's only certain races that are protected. If you criticize somebody based on those, then, you know, you're in trouble. You're getting fired from your job.
Well, that's one of the interesting things about what the potential cancelling of the show for the Jerry Sadowitz thing, which is this happened in Scotland. And this is something that the hate crime bill could be...
Remember when I was warning everybody about this?
No?
Like a year and a half ago.
I don't remember that.
Because the Pleasance even... I think the Pleasance even said, you know, they had to take into account the fact that this could be... they could be liable under hate crime legislation. I specified Jerry Sadowitz when I was saying, like, comedians could get banned. Jerry Sadowitz was an example I used. Him and Frankie Boyle and Billy Connolly.
But it's so retarded because it's like going to watch, I don't know, fucking Basic Instinct and then complaining that you saw Kim Basinger's Growler or something.
It's like going to see Metallica and complaining it's loud.
Yeah.
But he's a character. It's like, are we not allowed to watch American History X now?
That's I 100% agree.
You're not allowed to masturbate to it anymore, Darius.
Convoluting.
Don't tell me what to do.
Like, people are confusing, you know, the fact that this is a performance and it's not a rallying speech. In a similar way, Al Murray is a comedian who's it's a character. He's taking the piss out of, you know, that kind of UKIP supporting skinhead who's just proper British name. Do you know what I mean? And it's a complete character, but because his is so obvious. I mean, you think Jerry Sadowitz's one would be obvious.
Although Al Murray gets plenty of stick for, you know, because people go along and enjoy it at face value. They enjoy the sort of Britishness. I definitely enjoy it more at face value than any ironic subtext.
But this is the thing. If you're taking the piss out of sort of like people who don't understand it, and they come and enjoy it because they don't understand it, it's kind of doing what it is doing. Their presence is a proof of the fact that they're morons. Yeah,
totally. Well, I was on the news yesterday with this woman, and she said he was right to be banned because you know, these are opinions that he holds. And I said, but it's a performance. It's a theatrical performance. He's on a stage. You know, this isn't. He's got a persona. It's like a character. And she's like, no, stand-up comedy. People use their real names. It's just them going up and saying what they think. And it's like, there's no fucking way. Like we're all just like, oh yeah. So this is just you know, some things that I believe. You know, that wouldn't be funny unless you had really, really funny beliefs and opinions. Like we're taking ideas and twisting them and playing with them and stuff. It's an absolute nonsense. I said to her, like, you know, do you think when you watch James Bond, do you think he's really killing people? It's, you know, when you look at a painting, do you think you're looking out of a window at some hills? It's the level of fucking moronism. And, you know, she's one of the smart woke people. So, you know, for people to, like you say, stand-up's a performance, and anything that happens on stage is we understand we're not just having a conversation with somebody in the pub. If Jerry Sadowitz, you know, walked into a pub and started saying those things, he'd be in trouble. But then if somebody pretended to be James Bond walked into the pub and started shooting people, he'd be in trouble. It's, you know, it's a performance. People are so fucking dumb.
Yeah, and it was funny. I watched Constantine. He did that interview with the BBC as well, and then he was on there. And then he was on there. And the BBC producer's like, or the interview guy was like, "Well, I watched Sadowitz a few years ago, and I thought the crowd they were taken at face value, and they harbored these racist views." And then
they're enjoying it
Constantine
because it's racist.
Yeah, then Constantine was like, "That's interesting. That you, in addition to being a BBC interviewer, you're also a mind reader. How can you?" How can you imply what people are saying? Like, how do you know that? You're putting your own prejudice. And that's what that woman you were chatting to yesterday.
Oh, he's gone.
Silenced.
Yeah. Cancelled by Virgin Broadband. Who is his broadband provider?
I don't know.
We'll never know. Is that his broadband or our broadband?
That's his. Ours is fine.
Oh, really? Well.
Probably.
a sad indictment of Scotland under the SNP. And he's totally fucking gone. My God. Jesus. I'm just doing this. I could have done this in my house.
Yeah.
You could have come round for a cup of tea and we just do it. It's just me and you. We're going to have more gash bombs.
Yeah.
Better make a note to make a cut at this point because nobody's going to want to watch me pouring out gash bombs.
Just hurry up.
All right.
I've got an addiction.
I'm back. Why did you cut me off when I'm
I didn't.
In the truth in the mooch?
You're talking shit.
No, I was going to say, they what they do is, once they're in, they realize that free speech can be used against them, so they pull the fucking drawbridge up so it can't.
Who are we talking about now?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Darius?
I was doing the rant about, like, free speech, why they're trying to censor it, because they see that it can infiltrate and change opinions. So now they've used it to their own advantage. They don't want it out there. Anyway, whatever.
Well, I think they think that, you know, this lion that they're feeding will never come for them. So, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people were fine for Roy Chubby Brown, people like that, Jim Davison to get cancelled. I wasn't, you know, even though, you know, it's maybe not my type of humour. I mean, it is really, but even though, you know, it's not my type of humour, I was like, no, we shouldn't cancel it. But now Jerry Sadowitz, because this is different. The line is fucking, you know, way over now. This is like, you know, a big advance on the Eastern Front. Because Jerry Sadowitz is one of the like
old school.
The cool, not so much old school, the sort of alternative wave like Stuart Lee's and all that. So he's one of us kind of thing. He's like one of the accepted.
Let's clip this up. Leo KEARSE compares himself to Stuart Lee.
No, I'm better than Stuart Lee.
But
I watched some Stuart Lee this morning, Philip, because I knew I could remember him dropping the N-bomb. And there's a clip of Stuart Lee, man, he drops an N-bomb like so many times, like about 15 times. So
I'm gonna find a clip of Nish Kumar doing it.
But he used the N-bomb.
Yeah.
Just dubbed in. I think it's a weird one, man, because I
think I just broke this.
No, my one wasn't. Somebody must have come in and broke them all in a fit of rage because they won't let us.
It's fine like that
because they want us to buy a laptop or something.
It's not thinging anymore.
Yeah, my one didn't do that either. Why did somebody break all the microphones?
I mean, they're cheap. These are like £6 or £7.
Really, it feels quite heavy.
Yeah, or maybe they're £9.
Weighty.
But like,
why don't you purchase some more?
I'm good, man.
I will. I'll take it from the slush
gash
fund.
bomb? What happened? Did you have a bad time on a gash bomb?
No.
You went out
are
in the
you
streets
high?
Going crazy. Yeah.
Are you on,
have you taken mushrooms?
You on the wacky
I'm
backs?
No, I'm good.
Or the mushroom stuff?
No, I'm good.
Hey, when it's September, we should go. We should do a 3-speech special out in the fields and go find some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, no, I'll go out there.
100%. I'll be
yeah.
How is Edinburgh, Darius?
Man, it's all right. It's not as good.
Okay.
It's a bit. Seems there's less audience, less people here. The venue that we're in this year, they've kind of ruined it a bit. But it's all right.
Well, how have they ruined it?
Actually, well, listen, I'm making money. We're making money. My shows are making money, but they've ruined it.
How much you making? Is he gone again? He's gone again. I want to know how much money he's making.
Yeah.
Last year was insane. Like, just insane for money. I don't think it's going to be like that again. Is he back?
He's back.
Yeah.
How much are you making?
I can't put I can't put a monetary figure on it, but it's lucrative.
Yeah, you can.
Why can't you?
I made £600 for my show on Friday.
That's all right.
And then
What, on the bucket?
What about Hating Live?
Plus 100. Hating Live's doing all right. It's not like...
How come it was doing shit when I was there?
Because
made,
they
like,
fucked up.
I made 30 quid off it.
Do you want to know why? Because they fucked up the venue.
Yeah.
Because they've ruined the venue. That venue used to be the hub. So it would
You
always
slag
be
off that
filled.
venue. That venue we use every year and we depend on to do Edinburgh. You slag it off right now.
This is
I'm not
criticism,
slagging it
not-
off.
What's it called?
I'm
Sin
saying-
or something?
Three
What's it called?
Sisters.
I'm not slagging it off. I'm saying they've prioritized other things over the comedy.
Right.
And
Which
as
is
such,
what?
all the people, they've just turned. They used to be the like main free Fringe. That was the Pleasant. Should go there. You could go percolate from there to all the other venues. They got a new manager in who had other ideas, and they've changed things around. So now comedy's not. It's not a destination venue. People are not going there for comedy. So now the other venues are better. Cabaret Voltaire and the Pear Tree are really still the destinations, and they've
Monkey
sabotaged
Barrel
it
as well.
themselves. Yeah, and
because they
also
closed. You know what they did at Three Sisters? They've closed. I don't think they're doing comedy in the Gothic room, the big room
they're
at the
not
back.
doing.
Well,
They're not doing
when I
comedy
went
in the-
there, it was just wall to wall drunk cunts.
Yeah, that's the thing.
just
Yeah, I mean it was like that before, but
Agadoo.
yeah, it was like that before, but for some reason it kind of worked. But when I was up, man, there's a fight right next to us. I'm there with my mum. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, shit, that was good. That fight.
She's like, yeah, like a nasty fight, and security didn't kick the guys out in time, and yeah, it was brutal. But I tell you what, talking of cancellations and venues censoring comedians, because it's venue staff that complained about Jerry Sadowitz, all these fucking blue-haired college students who get a summer job ripping ticket stubs, then somehow think,
Yeah, what was the controversial bit that he got his penis out?
He got his penis out, which he does every show.
I think a lot of people find it a bit more of a problem, the use of the racial slur against Rishi Sunak.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where it kind of. Do you know what I mean?
The joke was actually the Tories are so stupid they probably call Rishi Sunak a P word.
Yeah.
So in that context, it's pointing out it's stupid to call Rishi Sunak a P word.
Yeah, look, I mean that's not what is getting
What's the P
banded
word?
around the internet.
But then I haven't seen the show, so
it rhymes with Aki. Shop.
that's racist.
An Aki
I've
shop.
stopped.
That's where you buy Aki.
I've stored. Aki's a
You've
type
stored.
of fish that you eat.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh no, isn't
not
Aki it's a thing? It's sort of like scrambled eggs. It's a vegetable, isn't it?
No, that's
It's in the Caribbean.
There's two different things. What we call ackee in Barbados is different to what Jamaicans call ackee, but it's not
Alright.
fish.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
Aki
in
Ackee
Jamaica,
in Jamaica is this yellow thing.
looks like scrambled
yellow.
eggs.
Isn't it a green fruit like vegetable or something as well?
Well, the thing you eat is yellow.
You have it with saltfish.
Yeah. And
What
what
do
we
you
call
call
ackee is
ackee?
it's like a almost looks like a lychee when you bite it open. It's a soft, fleshy thing.
Ah.
Green,
Ackee bombs.
You bite it. Yeah.
Man, when I was in Jamaica, we went snorkeling and caught all the, the conches. Like one day there was just loads of them came in close to the shore for some reason. We caught loads of them, and then you hit the tip off because they hold on in the shell with their foot. So you hit the tip off the shell and then they can't hold on to it. And you like get a hook and pull them out and they come out. They're like massive fucking alien slugs.
Yeah.
And they're like eyes come out in stems and stuff, and it's really weird. But then they cook them into a stew. The women at the guest house like cooked them into a stew for us.
Nice.
It was great. It was really filling.
It tastes
Conch stew.
nice.
Conch stew. Yeah, they're dead meaty. Do you get them in Barbados?
Can be kind of rubbery though. Some of them.
Why are you talking in a Chinese accent?
What?
That's that old joke. The guy's in a Chinese restaurant, and he says to the waiter, "Excuse me, can you tell the chef the steak is rubbery?"
Don't get it.
Lovely.
I've got a joke. What time does a Chinese man go to the dentist?
Anytime he wants. It's not the 70s.
No, 1:30. Because the joke's 2:30, but it was
Yeah.
1:30. I changed it.
That's quite good.
Yeah, I invented that.
I don't get the. Tell him the steak is what?
Rubbery. Tell him the steak is lovely.
No, tell him the steak is rubbery. So it goes
Yeah,
through.
no, but-
the steak is rubbery. Chef's like, oh, nice.
Leo, that we apologise here at Free Speech Podcast. For
There's a bit of paper I
deeply
can read off.
offensive.
I would like to apologise to members of the Labour Party. And, no,
And we would just like to reiterate that on the Free Speech Podcast, these are not our personally held views. These are views of characters performing.
Oh god, this is ruining every
role.
argument.
The Persian nightmare.
But
Mr.
the thing
Controlled
is-
Opposition.
Vanilla gorilla.
Thing is, I've
Controlled
seen-
opposition.
I've seen Jerry Sadowitz. Darius has seen Jerry Sadowitz as well. I don't know, have you seen Jerry Sadowitz?
No.
Because he does do it's this just torrent of like bile and literal bile as well. Because he's spitting so much, all this everybody gets covered in spit. But it's
Listen,
really
he
funny.
He is deeply
It's so funny.
offensive.
Yeah, it's
But you
deeply
know what
offensive.
it is? It's not deeply offensive.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
If you take it at face value, then it's deeply
it's,
offensive.
It's deeply offensive if you're going there to be outraged and be offended. And within about 5 minutes, we saw it like 3 or 4 years ago. Comes on stage, he drops every word you're not allowed to drop. And at first you're like, oh my God, is he allowed to say that? Then he says it. He goes, you know what? What he's actually saying is funny and it's nuanced and it's a take on it.
Yeah.
And I think that the problem is, I read today, it's interesting. What's his face did the 7 banned words you can't say on TV.
Carlin.
It's gonna come to Carlin or whatever it is, and it's gonna come to the point that that's gonna happen where people are gonna say, you know what, because these words are now basically banned. People are gonna start bringing them back because they can't
Here
say
are the
them.
473 banned words on TV.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like this is a new puritanical movement. Wokeism is puritanism. Anyway, so I think we've covered Jerry Sadowitz. And he should hopefully. I mean, I've had so many people getting in touch, being like, I can help him out with a venue. Like Mooch, you wanna book him for stuff.
Yeah, for money.
Comedy Unleashed, want to book, and obviously.
I just want to say it's not on any sort of principled thing apart from money.
Yeah. Which is what it should be about. Man, this is the whole fucking thing. As soon as people start having principles and stuff, and also the Pleasants, they say, he doesn't align with our values. What fucking values has the Pleasants got? All they do is they suck loads of money from the taxpayer. They got all these millions of pounds grants from the government.
And also
they're
comedians.
a registered charity, so they don't pay any tax. They suck money from comedians. Comedians are paying through the fucking nose.
Sold out runs there.
And make no money.
And 2-3 grand still.
It's fucking
That's crazy.
disgusting. It's disgusting.
Crazy.
And so they rip off audiences, and also they've got such a they really sort of gatekeep comedy and make sure a lot of shit gets in there and stuff that people want to see doesn't get in there. But yeah, man. So what fucking what values have they got that are so fucking noble? They're not the Dalai
The
Lama.
woman DARIUS shag.
I've been the patron only one.
They said that you shag some woman by force.
Not by force. No.
No. Sorry, that
She
she forced you to sleep with her.
socially pressured.
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Well, okay. This
Let's
was a
save
long
it for
time ago.
Let's save
long
it for
time
Patreon
ago.
only.
Just to clarify to the listeners, they're talking about an incident that happened like 7 years ago, where I was the victim of a sex crime against me by another comedian. And it haunts me to this day, but it's funny
Yeah.
because I'm a man.
Yeah, it is funny because you're a man. Let's talk about one of the other ones.
So we're gonna talk about that in the Patreon because I
Yes.
want to hear about this. Good.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. What about Salman Rushdie getting attacked? That's another bit of comedy censorship.
That's the ultimate cancel
Yeah,
culture,
he's a
isn't it?
satirist.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, I've not read the Satanic Verses.
Oh yeah, that's the trouble. Who's gonna fucking read it? Oh, now all these people all the free speech advocates that I'm mates with and stuff, they're all like, I'm reading the Satanic Verses out of. We all need to read the Satanic Verses out of solidarity. And I'm like, oh man, I've got to read a book now. Why can't they go and fucking stab somebody who makes a computer game?
Porn.
And I'll go and stab somebody who makes porn, or go and stab a strip club owner. I'll go and go to a strip club in solidarity. You know what I mean? Why have I got to read a book? Why have I got to suffer as well as him?
I've read the Satanic Verses. And
What was it like?
Man, I thought I was going to read this thing about a diatribe about Muslims, and it's going to be like a thing about it's a comedy story. It's like a comedy. It's a book. It's like a novel, just about a normal.
Mooch is like, I got nothing to do with this. I'm bonkers.
How come you just threw a box on the floor and Darius's internet stopped? I feel like the Ukrainian fighters in Donbass have got better tech than us. Like running stuff off a car battery. Tell you what, our editor is the hardest working man in show business.
Who's Sam?
Sam. Who actually knows one of the newsmen, you know, the guys who present the news on GB News. This guy, Ray Addison. So Sam gigged with him out in Dubai. And they set up gigs and stuff, yeah.
So Sam is funny?
I assume so, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen his comedy.
Have you seen Sam Mooch?
No.
We should get him on the pod.
I don't think he wants to be on the pod.
Well, it's not up to him.
I think it is. Generally. Yeah, I don't know if Sam does comedy anymore. Sam, if you do, make some funny edit or something funny here.
Any Brits in tonight? There would be more, but there's no bar, so...
We got sent this. It's just some people doing gash bombs. They seem like very posh people.
I did gash bombs at my...
What, they sent it to us, or...?
They sent it to our Instagram that we pay a lot of attention to.
Okay.
I did at my neonatal class. We had a sort of meet up in the pub, and I did gash bombs. All right, can see it. Do they watch our podcast?
That's what I thought.
But do they watch our podcast?
They watch our podcast.
They look too young and happy.
I know.
And sensible.
Yeah. Have we got young, happy people listening to this?
There's no way they listen to this.
I know, look, they own property, I imagine.
I don't know if they own property.
Well, their parents own property.
But they will own property. That's great.
I don't know if it's our content or the fact that we've started up a nationwide drinking sensation.
Yeah.
But either way, we are grateful for the
they look
support.
like ordinary healthy people.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
They look like Gen Z. I thought it could be Gen Z.
I thought it was some guy in a basement who makes his own knife handles. You know, like bounds them up with fucking tape and string and stuff.
Oh no, we do have like Kittenbender is also still.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing. I mean, I was trying to make it subtle, but yeah.
They look like they have futures and everything, man.
Yeah.
Well,
they look well balanced
and nice skin and
no psych evaluation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Quite one ethnic like race.
And that's the way.
Not the most diverse group of people there, but hey, listen.
That's fine. Sometimes
you just have some friends who are from public school.
Yeah. I love that clip of Rishi Sunak when he's like, I've got friends from upper class backgrounds, I've got friends from middle class backgrounds, I've got friends from working class backgrounds. And then he's like,
only joking.
He's like, well, obviously not working class backgrounds.
But he was in Tunbridge Wells, and we're gonna take the money out of these poor working urban areas and bring it back.
Barely.
And bring it back to Tunbridge Wells.
We're shutting down schools, and we're gonna open lacrosse centres in Tunbridge Wells. Quite right.
So funny.
Leo, you're vaguely political. What the fuck is going on with this Tory leadership? Who's gonna be our new prime minister?
It's going to be Liz Truss, unless there's an incredible turnaround by Rishi Sunak. But
what has Rishi done that has made him not popular? Apart from,
have you not heard the conversation for the last minute?
Yeah, I know, but I also know what like Middle England's like. They're like, okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. But no, it kind of fucked it. He's not. Well, I mean, for a start, he's sort of burdened by the fact that he led us into this financial crisis, this recession, because he was the chancellor. He made a lot of the decisions. He was behind the continuation of quantitative easing and everything that contributed to the high inflation. And also he stabbed Boris in the back. And
but there's high inflation everywhere, though.
Yeah, because everybody's making shit decisions everywhere. You know what I mean?
High inflation everywhere, man.
It's like if everybody's on fire because they set themselves on fire, doesn't mean that it's a smart idea to set yourself on fire.
Nah, but there's pressures outside that you can't control when it comes to inflation.
There's not high inflation in some places, probably. But
Tune in next time for hard-hitting debate.
Anyway, I think we're
I'm
straying into some sort of intellectual sort of area, which we need to.
I'm going back into politics because I'm genuinely incensed that like the government's made such a bad job of like the energy crisis and stuff. As soon as Putin assembled his armies, as soon as he invaded Ukraine in 2014, never mind like January, February this year, as soon as 2014 happened, we should have been like, right, fuck. This for real. He's invading like, places in Europe. We've got to like stop giving him money, stop paying him for all this oil and gas. And they didn't. And like we've got oil and gas sitting right on our doorstep. And because we're all like led by idiots, it's the North Sea. And we've also got all the gas like that we could get by fracking. And it's totally safe.
We don't need water.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fuck the water. It doesn't fuck the water. I tell you what fucks the water.
Who owns the North Sea oil?
I'll tell you what fucks the water. Having some Russian guy fucking firing nuclear missiles at you. That's what'll fuck your water. So
who owns the North Sea oil?
Us, Britain.
Well, technically Scotland, but
no, not technically Scotland. Scotland's just a fucking demarcation in Britain. It's just it's a nice line to go over. You can pretend you're in a different country. You're still in the same fucking country, and all the Scottish nationalists better get used to that. Better start licking those English boots.
Why are you so against Scottish nationalism?
It's just so dumb. It's the reason I don't like English nationalism, any kind of nationalism. I wasn't that keen on Hitler either. He was a nationalist. And it's just...
He was a socialist, though.
He was a national socialist, yeah. But just this sort of idea that like, we're better than everybody and we're better than England and we should do our own thing. It's like, man, you had a chance doing your own thing. You've totally fucked it up. 14 years SNP have been in power. And man, I don't know who'd look at what the SNP have done and be like, wow, that's
similar sort of time for the Tories, though.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, it's not like things have been going to complete rack and ruin in the UK. It's just like the last few years, it's really been, man, and this like hyperinflation. But yeah, man, like just basic fucking stuff. Like,
so what happened to nuclear power? Was nuclear power not okay? Or
well, we are building a couple.
But don't the Chinese own them anyway?
We're building a couple like Sizewell B and stuff, and also Rolls-Royce are bringing out these modular nuclear reactors that are very quick and they're only about the size of a football pitch and they're very safe. So I think we need to build more of them, especially since I've got loads of shares in Rolls-Royce. But yeah, they'll be great. But yeah, man, like getting the oil and gas out the ground, I just can't believe everybody's like, oh no, we're being green by using Saudi Arabia's oil, by using Russia's oil. That's like doubly bad because it's got to be brought all the way here. Not only are we buying it off a fucking dictator and propping up his regime, it's got to be brought all the way here. So some of it falls off the fucking ship and lands in a fucking dolphin, and then kills them.
Which is bad.
Which is bad. I mean, unless like if I was going to kill a dolphin,
was a dolphin. My sister lives in Cayman, and there's a dolphin called Stinky, and Stinky rapes. Stinky is a rapey dolphin.
What, like dolphins? It rapes dolphins.
As in, no,
people,
and kills them. He basically
what?
He like
he's like Fred West, but a dolphin.
Yeah, Fred.
You think Fred West was reincarnated as Stinky the dolphin?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. And basically he's kind of like a loner. He doesn't have a pod.
Yeah, because he rapes.
Yeah, maybe that's why. But he'll find people and he will fuck them and basically pin them to the bed of the sea.
Right.
While he's just having his way with them.
Jesus.
And
that must be
sort of like what happened to Darius at Edinburgh.
Yeah, we can't talk about that yet.
Well, is this not Patreon? Well, Darius isn't on this, so.
We gotta be. We can't. Yeah, somebody heckled me. I was talking about dolphins on stage, and somebody heckled me saying that a dolphin or dolphins rape or something. But I think a lot of animals do.
Yeah, I don't think I think this is a Michelle Wolf bit, but no animals actually ask for consent.
Right.
like I don't think like dogs or wolves or bears are like going, hey, cool.
Well, I think what ducks do is they sort of try it on. They try it on, or pigeons. They sort of try it on.
But they do a mating call to let them know they're ready.
Yeah, and then the woman, the lady pigeon or whatever, like if they don't want it, they'll fly off. Mm-hmm. But if they do want it, they'll be like, okay then.
So what about those spiders that mate? The female spiders mate with the males and then eat them.
They're seventh wave feminists. So
eighth wave.
Eighth wave. Oh yeah, of course. What do you think of spiders, Nico? Will you chuck them out of the house? Or?
No, they love them in Barbados.
Spiders.
Yeah.
I used to kill them back in the day, but
Just
now,
for fun.
now I try to shimmy them out of the house.
How would you kill them? Would you kick a cat at them?
Yeah, just a shoe. Just slap it with a shoe or a flip flop.
Right.
I was gonna say something. You were talking about
Michelle Wolf, dolphins,
feminism.
feminism. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. But there was something I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was.
Talking of feminism, maybe I'll remember it if we talk about this. So Joan of Arc. So the Globe. Is it the Globe? I think it is the Globe Theatre. Are putting on Joan of Arc, and they're making Joan
Stinky the Dolphin.
non-binary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Globe, Shakespeare's Globe.
I Joan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a play on iPhone?
No, I don't think
So,
so.
have you got your eye, Joan? It's like this flaming little woman in your pocket.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's.
Eye, Joan. Apple eye, Joan.
I don't know if the puns is where
So-
they're at with it.
When I was in Barbados, because like we're seen as one of the lesser homophobic of the Caribbean islands.
Right. Which is like being the less drunk Irish.
So I saw people who were, like you look at them and you think, oh, that person is gay. So, and I hadn't been home in 4 years or something. So, and they were just like openly walking around and stuff. And I was like, I said to my friend, I goes, so wait, homophobia is done now. There's no issue with gays on the country no more. And he goes, nah, man, they just walk around flaming these days. He said flaming. He's like, they just walk around flaming these days. I was like, okay, cool.
That's some progress. Like I know when I was in Jamaica, I mind getting a local paper, and it had a little cartoon strip in it. And the cartoon strip was about people coming in on cruise, like gay guys coming in on cruise ships. And it was really like homophobic. It showed them like getting off the cruise. I can't remember what they were doing, but it was dead homophobic. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's pretty mad to have that published.
Sashaying off the.
Yeah, like not just like some guy in the corner of Weatherspoons or whatever. But this is like in a printed in a paper. But that must be like.
Well, that's a character. It's
20 years
performance. It's kind of fine.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, you know what? It was funny. It was hilarious. Totally justified. The Pleasants need to print it out, put it on the wall.
So I, Joan, is kicking up a bit of a. So people, I mean, first of all, I just want everyone to know I could not give a flying fuck because I don't go to shit like this, and the people who go to shit like this lap this shit up. But I do understand that why women might be getting upset about this because it is kind of eradicating a woman and it's kind of similar sort of.
Yeah, but it does some bad stuff as well. So basically what they said is because so they're saying Joan of Arc, because she wore trousers and she led men into battle and she was strong and defiant and all that sort of stuff. Well, there's no way she could have been a woman because women are like dainty and they like cooking and being quiet and flowers and stuff like that. So they're saying she must be non-binary. So they made her non-binary in this thing, even though she was a woman. And
but I think there's some people are arguing if you've read some bullshit or read some.
No bullshit.
Yeah, maybe like some sort of transcript or some of the sort of pieces about her
script
is that she was kind of a little bit like that. But it's one of
but
these...
isn't that just being a tomboy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just being a tomboy.
Yeah, women don't have to conform to these 1950s ideals of what a woman is.
Yeah,
it's like, and now they're like they're pouncing
hang on. No, do we not? So what do we want? We want them to conform to that or not?
No, I think women can be what they want. Men can be what they want. Like David Bowie, whatever.
Just not in Jamaica.
David Bowie's a man just because he prances about, wears a dress or whatever. Like doesn't make him a woman. Yeah. Like Martina.
Same thing with Prince.
Yeah,
Prince
exactly. Yeah,
dresses, in a very feminine way, but he's a man.
Yeah, but Martina Navratilova, she's a woman, and it's like. Take this idea that and they're pouncing on kids in some schools and being all like, oh, you like wearing trousers, oh, you're tomboyish, oh, you must be trans. Come on, let's get you into this fucking hypnotist room so we can fucking hypnotize you into being trans. And that's.
I think this may be the crux of it is that I feel people like, don't get me wrong. I think if whatever you're born into, whatever you're born and whatever you feel your body is, you can be whatever you want. I think trans community is something that a community that's suffered and, you know, has had its hardships, much like any community. But they are a tiny proportion of the population, and it feels like they are getting a lot. It's kind of when like a celebrity gets overexposed, and they were perfectly like, you know, fine. No one really gives a fuck about them, but then you just so much of them is shoved down your throat that you're like, I don't really like this person anymore, because it's just, you see so much of them, it's just overexposure. Yeah. And I think this may be what is happening here with the trans issue. Just gets brought up again and again and again and again and again for like some small minutiae of shit, like, you know, what toilet you're using, whatever like that I don't think the majority of people really give a fuck about, and they give some passing thought to it, but it's just constantly in the taking up column inches that people don't give a fuck. And when they see something like this, it's just, again, really? Do we? No, but I'm not going to this performance, but I'm like, I don't really care about this shit anymore, man.
But I don't know. I think it matters when it's like, you know, when they're trying to force it on kids. I got no problem with, like, you know, people transitioning. I've got friends who are trans, and like, obviously, you know, some people are totally genuinely trans and they put the effort in and they look hot. They're hot women. You know what I mean? Or like, they'll be average looking men. Like, I think, you know, if you're born a woman and you transition to being a man, it's like a lot easier to pass, because, you know, you get sort of small feminine men. But yeah, like, I got total respect for the ones that put the effort in and like, because I feel like a lot of the times I'm having to like force my brain into, you know, somebody will be like, oh yes, I identify as a woman, and it's like I've got to force my brain into identifying them as a woman. And it shouldn't really be up to my brain to do it. You should be like
instinct,
convincing my brain, like, or at least meeting me halfway.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
like that the Gaelic football.
This table is not a rectangle, is it?
No, it's
have you
pointy.
Just realized that?
It's what you call a
rhomboid. No, oblong.
Trapezium. Because the idea of it was that you kind of are facing each other at an angle, so we get a better look at your face.
I just realized that.
I'm glad that you were tuned into the conversation that we were having. Probably not the most interesting one, but that's the pod. The Gaelic footballer. That is a wild one.
Gaelic. Yeah, have you seen the picture of the Gaelic?
Yeah, it's like,
Looks
you
like
look like Prince.
Whoa!
Prince
He?
Yeah, she.
Yeah, she looks like Prince William.
Princess William.
But yeah, like, it's funny because like she's got a big bald head.
But she's also playing with children.
She's got female pattern baldness. Yeah, she's over 30 and she's playing on some like kids team.
That's the thing that was a bit weird.
Yeah, man, that guy. I mean, that woman is like living the dream for a lot of men. It's like, hey, here I'm in the showers with these like teenage girls.
30-year-old transgender woman is allowed to play Gaelic football women's cup final against young females.
Well, people watching the pod be able to see the photo. All right, yeah. So you can see it's a real woman, because you get banned from, a lot of women got banned from social media for saying was there a man on this team. I mean, come on. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Then people there watching the match be like, "Come on, this
yeah.
This is ridiculous."
I mean,
like, that match would not take place in Barbados.
Even now, they're allowed to go about flaming.
Yeah. They'll be like, somebody be like, "That's too far."
Yeah, because like, if you make the rules that everybody can just like identify as whatever, that is the sort of logical conclusion.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna rage on this until people just go, all right, cool. Trans people can have their own leagues.
Well,
but then that's admitting that they're not women or what they've transitioned to.
What we just
that's not what they want. They want to play in the league that they transitioned to.
I think we all have to just be honest about what is what.
Yeah, but they're not going to stop at that. It's not about honesty anymore. It's about what they want, and
it's mad that it's a
agenda.
controversial thing like this. Look, I feel for you if you've got body dysmorphia and you feel you were born in the wrong body, but the facts are that you are born this, and this. You know, if you change your gender, or you want us to change your pronouns or whatever, that's fine. But like, there's certain things that you can't. You know, if you're like, you can't be going in and having a hysterectomy if you don't have a uterus. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
There's certain things you can't do.
Man, that's a fucked up thing. They're pushing like hysterectomies and stuff on kids, school kids now. And like, that's life-changing.
But how
surgery.
prevalent is this?
Man, it doesn't need to be that prevalent
Yeah,
to
I know,
be a problem. And
What's
also,
a hysterectomy? What's that?
that's removing your hysteric.
Yeah. Removing your
What is
sense
it?
of humor.
What is it? Removing your, what's a hyster?
Your womb.
Your womb.
Your womb.
Your womb. Why do they call it a woomberectomy?
I don't know.
Because that's an Australian song. A woomba. A woomberectomy.
Hysterectomy. This is comedy gold.
That is the worst. That's the worst attempt at humor ever.
Oh, are we gonna have
spot.
we're gonna have to put a
Bad.
womb on the table now after the ambrosia thing. Like, just
We don't have
first
we don't have womb for one.
Pun man strikes again.
So that's
man's back, baby.
wow. That's what a hysterectomy is.
Yeah.
Apparently, but yeah, man. Like, fair enough. If you're like old enough and you're like, yeah, I want a hysterectomy.
So they're taking out the girls.
It's like, man, if a kid was like, I believe I don't have any arms. I don't want to have any arms. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah,
Well, I
okay.
think-
Let's affirm this child and cut its fucking arms off.
Well, look, let's just if a child
I don't
is
think
old
we're
enough
gonna
to consent to sex, do you know what I mean? They should be old enough to consent to sex for them to be old enough to consent to changing their sex. Is what I'm trying to say.
They're not a child then.
Exactly. This is the thing. It's kind of like, cool. You have to be like, if you're not old
I was
enough
wondering what
to-
you're saying there.
not a map or anything like that. But like, I think if you're old enough, if you're 16 and you're old enough to consent and like be of a developed enough mind to go, okay, cool, I consent to having sex with this person.
Yeah.
Then surely that's sort of a similar age for you to be going, okay, cool, I'm old enough to say, look, I genuinely feel that I want to live my life this way, as opposed to being a child and not really understanding consequences of things when.
And this is why I think they're
And what
trying
age
to.
is that here? 16 or 18?
I think it's
16.
16. It's 16 here, Nico. So you're safe for now. But but yeah, I think what a lot of the people, so Boston Children's Hospital and like these trans activists in the States, they're recommending that the age that children can transition, children can take hormones and all this stuff is brought down. But it's like Darius said, like if they. They're saying, what if a child can consent to having this surgery, what else can it consent to? It's basically opening a window to allow noncing
But no.
through the fucking window.
No,
They
but
stick their dick through the window.
It's also like it is a tricky situation if you know in your heart of hearts that you are born in the wrong body, and but like the government is not letting you change, and you are going to go through.
What percentage of people is that?
I know.
And
I'm not saying it's.
You're not
a big
even allowed to
percentage,
get a fucking tattoo till you're like 18 or something.
yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
I think it is.
What
18.
percentage of people is
No, but and it's not percentage of people, but you've got to feel for people who are in that position, and then they're like, okay, cool, this is a mental torture almost. Okay, I'm living my life like this. I don't want to go like this. I'm going through puberty, so I'm going to be changed into something I don't want to be, and I know I want to be this, that, or the other.
Yeah, but then
you have to protect other people who may be coerced into this, or also not be right or as convinced with how strongly you feel.
Well, yeah, because you get a lot of like eating disorders and stuff like anorexia, bulimia in women, especially in young girls. So that's the thing. When they reach puberty, the body starts changing. Also, you start getting a lot of like sexualized attention from society because, man, they're hot. But like,
Look at Nico's face.
But the way of dealing with that, that some people used to do, it was to sort of stay a child, was to starve yourself so you don't develop. It's like having control over your body, autonomy over your body, and also stopping yourself from being this sexualized object and getting all this horrible attention. But now that's pretty much gone, and it's been replaced with this trans stuff. So it's just like social contagion. It's a fad, and it's contagious between girls. Girls, you know what girls are like. You know, stuff catches on between them, and they all start doing the same thing. So man, this is what I was going to say. Like, it's storing up problems for like 10, 15 years down the road. Tavistock Clinic has already been shut down. This gender clinic in London has been shut down, and there's 1,000 families bringing a class action lawsuit against it. That's 1,000, kids that transitioned and regret it.
That's mad. But like, was that a British one, Tavistock?
Yeah, it's in London.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Can we get some money?
Don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, we're paying for it as well. We're paying for all this stuff. It's NHS, so like, yeah. Apart from anything else, like, why are they wasting our taxes?
I don't know about.
Is this something that worries you as the father of girls, Nico?
I think
This table.
but isn't it both ways that they're transitioning?
I think it's actually more the other way now. I think like traditionally
Girls.
you think it would be like boys going girls, but I think it's girls going to boys is overtaking it.
75% girls to boys now.
Yeah, a lot of that, as Leo's saying though, is fads. Some of that is fads and peer pressure and conditioning by society and their peer group to change or to even just want to be cool or seen. Some of it is that. I don't think the amount of people who genuinely want or trapped in the wrong body is that large. I don't think it's that amount. That's hence why you're seeing the Tavistock catastrophe.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's a lot of it is media push, peer pressure push, and yeah, it's sad all around, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix that problem or that issue, but yeah, I don't see an easy solution to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It does change your perspective being a parent.
I just think a lot of it though is like, I even said this back in like Venice in 1998. I was telling my friend back then that there will come a time where being straight is seen as like uncool.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah. And it has happened. And he always messages me and he's like, Nico, remember like 15 whatever years ago when you said this will happen? And here we are now.
What other
Why did you say that to him?
Did Nico?
Why did you say that to him? Were you hitting on him at the time?
Nah. The flame had just started in Barbados. So, like, you see a few people. There was like, a couple people coming out and whatnot.
Yeah. And obviously,
I've generally always thought gays are a bit cooler. Do you know what I mean? Like, the ones that, like they party much better than straight people.
Well, yeah, but you wake up.
Depends on what you want from a party.
Do you want monkeypox?
It's not the worst thing you can get from party.
Yeah.
But they it's a counterculture. It's kind of cool. It was a bit underground. It was It was more sort of illicit, and that was the kind of it's seen as not in the Caribbean. But in school and stuff like that, it's not. But like once you actually get to the age of like cool, you hang around. I love how and this is obviously not all gay people. I love how bitchy to people's faces you can be around. Like a gay person, a gay comic on stage can say the most crazy shit to a female audience member, and it's kind of okay.
Yeah, and off stage as well. Like you had that bit about how like a gay guy
grabbed my girl's boobs.
And obviously if that was like just a regular guy, like a straight guy, that'd be like, well, what are you doing? But
there's a weird power dynamic there.
Yeah.
So like an overly over the top gay comic can make some comments about audience members that would not fly from
they can pick on males and females.
Yeah.
Whereas we can only pick on female.
But also
males,
there is that sort of bitchy sort of back and forth to. It's kind of like what women are behind their mates' backs, but just to their faces. Do you know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Which I've always liked, because that's the kind of humor I enjoy. Just being sort of crushingly toxic to your mates.
Yeah. Which is, but no, it's not seen as, you say cool, but yeah, it's not seen that way in the Caribbean.
Well, I mean, the definition of cool, or what you think is fun is different, per whatever. I mean, I went to a public school, so yeah. So it explains a lot. Do you want to talk about the Trump files?
Yeah. Trump files.
The Trump
So
files.
they found like classified documents relating to nuclear stuff, but probably not. They're trying to paint it as like Trump is giving like nuclear secrets to like the Pentagon or something.
So I mean, like, what's happened is when Trump finished his sort of tenure at the White House, he
was
off.
president.
He was when he finished his presidency,
Made it sound like he was doing a like work experience thing. I guess it was a work experience thing.
His tenure, he's done his 4 years. He left and he removed or took with him some documents.
Yeah.
But that's and it's kind of,
Or they might have been there. He just took them home to read when he was like, I think it's good, man. It shows he's working nights. He doesn't just clock off at 5 p.m. He's like, oh man, I've got to get through these nuclear documents, and he takes them back to Mar-a-Lago with him, and sits up in bed going through them.
But like, this is the
with
thing,
Melania sucking his balls.
That's not. That's something that
Melania is a clone, apparently.
he had.
Man, they chose the right person to clone. She is a goddess. She is super fit.
There was an FBI raid of his home.
Yeah.
In Mar-a-Lago. And
politically motivated,
potentially, yeah. And it's kind of weird because this is something that a lot of presidents have done. It's not something that's unique to Trump, but it's kind of being
Trump
4 more years
skewed in an attempt to potentially.
So other presidents have taken documents home and stuff. Well, look at Hillary Clinton. Her emails, like she had a server and she smashed all the phones that she had. She smashed them with a hammer so they wouldn't like get the.
So Hillary Clinton had a server that was compromised by foreign intelligence agencies, and information was stolen from it.
Yeah.
And the head of the FBI or CIA said it wasn't something worth prosecuting.
Yeah.
And when something similar has happened,
because he was in the pocket of the Clintons.
Something similar has happened to Trump. It's obviously a big song and dance, and I'm not a fan of Trump by any means, but it's kind of.
Are you a fan of Trump?
I like Trump.
It's weird that like there's one rule for one and one and not for the other. And it's kind of it's been skewed and portrayed as, okay, this guy's a traitor and this is something that's happening here, blah blah blah. But when it happened to the first lady or the Secretary of State, it's a different matter, which is interesting. Yeah,
and she smashed all that. Man, if what the mistake that Trump made was not putting his files on Hillary Clinton's email server, Hillary Clinton's phones, or Hunter Biden's laptop. Because, man, the FBI wouldn't even recognize that was even real. That was like fake news, apparently. And it's like, nah, turns out after the election, it's all true.
With Trump, when he was in office, having a full-on attack of the deep state or the sort of the CIA and the FBI and shitting on his own doorstep and not sort of
it's funny, he said all this stuff about the deep state, and so to prove that it doesn't exist, they orchestrate a raid on his. It's like, wow, thank you for validating what he said.
Yeah, it's weird, but like then nothing's going to happen with it. It's going to be like, okay, cool, he's going to get precluded from the 2024 elections, and it's just going to enrage people more. Yeah,
it's really going to backfire.
But
is he blocked from?
No, but like if he gets convicted of something, he won't be able to run.
Does that is there an actual rule that says like if you're convicted of something you can't run?
Yeah, I think if you're convicted of treason.
is that bad for a president?
I'm not. I don't know the Constitution too well, but I think it might be something. I remember listening to something. Maybe it's something.
everything happens for
Something
its reason.
16, yeah.
Actually, fuck, man. You know, women, like, they say everything happens for a reason. They're like, you know how women hate to be accountable for anything, for any bad decisions they make or anything like that, or anything bad they've done. My ex had this friend who just was like just the most amoral, horrific woman I've ever met. And she cheated on her husband with this personal trainer. And instead of being like, oh, shit, I've broken up my marriage over this and I've destroyed, you know, I've caused all this pain and stuff, she was like, everything happens for a reason. It's like, wow, you really don't want to take any personal responsibility for this. And also, oh, fuck, this is the other thing. So, like,
Is she fit?
Kinda.
She's probably got money so that she's
kind of fit. Yeah, she's kind of fit, but like also she's got that, you know, women just have that evil look, but it's kind of hot. Yeah, she kind of had that.
The evil headmistress.
Yeah, you could tell she's just like not a nice person.
Big boobies.
But yeah.
Look at Nico getting turned on by that.
Do you want some pictures? But
We'll show on the Patreon.
but yeah, and then like, so she had an affair. She was married. She put on a bit of weight, and then she had this personal trainer to help lose the weight, and she had an affair with a personal trainer, and that broke up her marriage and stuff. And then and the personal trainer was like younger than her, like, you know, 10 years younger or something. And then fuck me, like years later, like 5 years later or something, she's on Facebook, she sees, you know, on whatever social media, she sees just by chance, or she goes looking for him or whatever, sees the personal trainer, sees a picture of him with his wife and his baby. He's had a baby, he's having a, you know, he's happy, he's all mad. She got fucking jealous. She got angry that, you know, this guy moved on and is having a, so she contacted the gym that he worked at to say that he took advantage of her. Like, he, you know, she was in a, you know, emotional state with low self-esteem and stuff, and he used that to have sex with her. Which is, I mean, for a start, she's older, you know, richer, you know, more experienced in life. So, you know, if anything, she's the one taking advantage of him. And it was just purely out of spite and jealousy.
That doesn't sound like a woman.
And the gym fired him?
Oh.
No. I think the gym are just like, you know, well,
it's better than the Pleasance then.
Yeah. Yeah.
One complaint and it's just like, right, we've axed Jerry Sadowitz, the personal trainer. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So he still kept his job?
As far as I know.
Well, I think personal trainers are actually also self-employed. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't even know if he was working there anymore. But oh yeah, another thing she did was she reported her boyfriend under hate speech laws in Scotland because he used a homophobic slur on the phone. But it was obviously just...
this is an ex of yours?
No, a friend of an ex of mine. Oh. Yeah. Obviously just, you know, wanted to get her ex-boyfriend in shit, so reported it. Just malicious. And this is the thing, all this fucking equality, diversity, inclusion stuff and hate speech stuff and all the rest of it, like, it just is so open to malicious abuse.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like there's... lawyers are fucked, man. Lawyers are fucking evil.
Yeah.
Like, I was reading a story about a guy who basically got divorced from his wife, but she had contacted a divorce lawyer a few years before she actually filed for the papers for divorce.
Yeah.
And there was a whole cock and bull story about, okay, cool, we need to get our kid into this good school, but we need to have a residence in that borough or that area. So that guy rented a flat there, blah, blah, blah. Just, okay, cool. Why don't you stay there for, it's actually closer to your work. Why don't you stay there for a couple of during the week and come back on the weekends and all that sort of stuff. And all of it was just documented to show that he had left her, moved in, and they'd separated before, and that meant that when the divorce papers were filed, she was in a much more powerful position.
No way.
To fleece him for everything. This guy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but it's all the lawyers just going, cool, this is, if you want to do this sort of thing, and
yeah.
It's the coercion of the lawyers who are just seeing big bucks, and it's horrible business.
Yeah.
Horrible business, but yeah.
Jeez, my missus is a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, your missus is a lot hotter and a lot cleverer than you. So like, you are fucked no matter which way. If she wants to end this, don't let her get a personal trainer is all I'm saying. What else have we got to talk about before this fucking computer? We touched on the Jerry Sadowitz stuff, but I don't know if Nico, were you in for that? Or did we?
I just
You just got in.
The end of that.
So Darius Dinesh has died.
I'm not sure who that was, but
The
Yeah, no
pop
one knows
stars
who
guy.
that is.
Did that song Colorblind, which actually these days would be seen as very racist. Back then it was like a sort of thing for no racism, but now it's super racist because you've actually got to be super focused on color all the time. Spider-Man.
oh yeah, that's quite funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. I couldn't fucking believe this. So somebody tweeted. So Spider-Man, somebody brought out a mod pack for Spider-Man, which is a game. Nico, why you on WhatsApp?
No, I want you all to play the thing I posted
Oh, what's this?
with Bill Gates.
Oh,
What's the Bill Gates
There's
thing?
there's 500,000 Indian children who can't walk
Why?
because of Bill Gates.
Are we sure that's true?
No.
We don't care if it's true.
Yeah, mate. I'm looking at this influencer that you've posted, actually, Nico.
Yeah.
This metaverse, Michaela is a digital 19-year-old who has partnered with Paskin. What is Paskin? A social content around its.
Oh, yeah, that's that fake Instagram thing. Shall I just say what the Spider-Man thing is? Because
Yeah,
I introed
yeah.
it and somebody might be like, well, fuck, I want to know what the Spider-Man thing is.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man is this computer game, like... I assume-
Spider-Man is a superhero.
But it's a computer game as well, yeah?
Yeah.
So somebody brought out a mod pack, which is some nerd thing you can get for fucking computer games these days because people aren't just happy slotting the cartridges in the top. So this mod pack basically replaced all the Pride stuff in the game. So all the flags, all the Pride flags got turned into like American flags. And somebody's like, tweets about it. Like got fucking loads of likes and stuff, loads of retweets. And they're like, this is homophobic. This homophobia. And I was like, that's not a homophobia. That's just like, it's just changing the date of the game from like June to like some other month. Because, Pride is supposed to be just in June. I don't know.
Oh, was it only in June when it did that?
No, it was just, I think now everything's got to be a fucking rainbow and it's got to be rammed down your throat all the time, like just scrubbed on your retina, this fucking rainbow constantly.
It's our logo.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But yeah, so they just brought out this mod that just, had American flags on it instead of Pride flags. It wasn't like saying, hey, you know what we need to do what the Taliban do? It wasn't saying anything like that. It was just, here's American flag instead of Pride flag.
He got banned or something, innit?
He got banned. Yeah. He got banned. Seen as homophobic. So, man, you see how far, the sort of Overton window of what's deemed homophobic. Like, in the 70s, it would have been, you'd have been shouting abuse and, there'd be violence or whatever.
You have to hurt someone.
And, yeah, now you can't even just not have Pride for one fucking day. You're not even allowed to download a mod that, like, turns the Pride off just for one fucking day. You know what I mean? Everything's got to be rainbow all the time, constantly shaped in a dildo and shoved up your arse, which is, it's kind of hot. But what was the thing about
Bill Gates?
Bill Gates or this?
This is probably get us demonetized.
Yep.
Why? Oh, the Bill Gates thing.
It's vaccine stuff.
Oh, is it vaccines? Isn't vaccine stuff boring now, though?
Well, that hasn't stopped us before.
Yeah, well, what are they saying? Oh, it's a tweet. President Trump told Bill Gates that he wanted to create...
No, not that one. It's this
They're
one.
both of them, to be honest.
Okay, do you want me to go
Let's play both.
Trump one first, or?
Nah, play the Trump one first, yeah.
Are we going to get, like... Is it going to be, like, copyright strike?
No, because it's on Twitter. So, can you hear this?
Then the second time I saw him was the March
I can just
after
about hear it.
that. So March 2017 in the White House. In both of those two meetings, he asked me if vaccines weren't a bad thing, because he was considering a commission to look into ill effects of vaccines. And somebody, his name is Robert Kennedy Jr., was advising him that vaccines were causing bad things. And I said, no, that's a dead end. That would be a bad thing. Don't do that. Then the second time I saw him was the March after that, so March 2017 in the White House. In both of those two meetings, he asked me if vaccines weren't a bad thing, because he was considering a commission to look into ill.
So basically, President Trump said
he wanted a commission, to look into
the
Ill effects of a vaccine.
Yeah.
And Bill Gates told him not to do it.
Of any particular vaccine or just general vaccines?
The vaccines that hadn't been made yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, vaccines on the whole, like it's a bit fucked, but I got an email from my council saying that people, their polio's back.
Yeah, it's been detected in the water.
Yeah,
in
so
the sewers.
That's fucked.
And now they're having to vaccinate loads of kids and stuff.
Yeah, but that's because people have been stopping getting vaccines for it.
Yeah.
Is that so?
No, but polio comes from fecal contamination of the water supply and stuff like that. So if they treated the water properly and stuff like that, you wouldn't get the polio and stuff like that.
But they got rid of polio through vaccines, did they not? But then people have stopped taking.
No, that's
polio.
what they want you to believe.
Is that
no,
not?
but
They got rid of it through the places which have clean sanitary drinking water. Polio was largely eradicated.
Yeah, it's been eradicated through sanitation and vaccines and stuff, but it still exists in some countries. And obviously, you know, Britain, like people come from Africa and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so
that's racist.
As soon as he said that, I was like, okay, this is all right, cool. Let's go to something a little bit lighter. Nearly 500,000 Indian kids suffering from paralysis thanks to the Gates Foundation.
Too.
And this is coming through on here, but it's hard to hear on our...
Haven't been able to get any benefit for the girls who suffered, you know. It's so terrifying as to what they're actually doing with the world.
We're taking things that are, you know, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
A 2018 scientific study released in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health concluded that over 490,000 children in India developed paralysis as a result of the Gates-supported oral polio vaccine that was administered between the years of 2000
it's on Twitter.
and 2017.
Yeah, is it true? That has all the hallmarks of something that isn't a BBC Panorama documentary.
Listen, I don't know if you saw that, but there was an article that was put up on screen, and then someone in a different ominous voice talked over it. So
what article?
Who was probably wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah, exactly. It sounded...
So that sealed the deal for me.
Yeah.
Anything that's Flounder Gates.
Do you own a Windows computer?
Yeah. But no, whatever Gates is doing in India and Africa, there are people who have started lawsuits, not just this vaccine stuff that they say about, but the farming practices and all of the GMO stuff. So he's seen as a villain in India and Africa.
Right. That's interesting.
By large parts of those populations.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So when you're a billionaire, you don't really care about people. Those are just people here.
There's a big history
experimenting on, you know?
There's a big history of philanthropy. But like, Bill Gates seems to take it to like the next level. He's I'm going to cure malaria, cure HIV. I'm going to cure coronavirus. It's like, come on.
He experimented.
Come on, Bill, what you doing? Yeah, it seems like, you know, they're doing some stuff that isn't right on their route to, like, you know, trying to cure these diseases. And you were saying, like, you know, it's all right, some people are administered, you know, vaccines or whatever that haven't been tested properly, also known as the coronavirus vaccine. That's our demonetization right there.
Oh, that went hours ago.
But yeah, it's like, yeah. I can't even remember. He's up to something.
He's up to something.
If I was
Bill
Bill Gates, I'd just be fucking living like Tommy Lee. You know what I mean? But better than Tommy Lee, because I've got like a million times as much money. Yeah. I'd be working on that.
Trying to fix that one.
Yeah.
But like,
that's the other thing. Why come they're never trying to eliminate chlamydia? The things that people really worry about.
Because
I'm not going to get malaria.
The women he's shagging don't have chlamydia. The women at Epstein Island.
Yeah. He can afford a next level of escort.
Yeah, like Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Oh man, Hunter Biden looks like a fucking walking petri dish.
Listen, I don't have a bad word to say against Hunter Biden. He is living his life. If your dad was fucking
the president.
Yeah, but also just that clueless. Like, you'd just be able to get away with anything.
Yeah.
I want to buy 21 grams of fucking crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
That's a lot of crack cocaine in that.
I imagine that is, yeah. And he was haggling over it as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, this 20.0. I want 20 point whatever. You're shorting me.
Yeah. That's
Hunter Biden is a great weekend out.
We got to get him on this podcast. I think he'd like gash bombs.
I think if we could do like you know how we got the mega gash bomb, which is just with Coke. Well, maybe we should have it. Maybe we can mix this with baking soda and smoke it.
I reckon he'd introduce us to Hunter bombs.
Hunter bombs.
Crack in them.
Yeah.
Like,
and you have to you smoke it off.
Have you ever smoked crack?
16-year-old's tits.
Have you ever smoked crack?
No.
I smoked crack.
Yeah.
Somebody made it. Somebody made it in I was at Bestival, and somebody made it in a spoon.
Yeah.
A big spoon. And like they boiled up cocaine with something. I can't remember what it was.
Doesn't it have to be quite pure cocaine?
No, this purifies the cocaine. That's the whole point about crack. It makes it super pure. And they were like, do you want to smoke this? And I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Fucking hell yeah.
And yeah.
How did you feel?
I felt quite nice. It was, I don't really like that kind of thing. I don't like cocaine. I don't like stuff like that. I'm not
gash bombs.
I'm not a member of the cabinet.
So what did you feel though?
I did
rush.
I felt very serene and pure is the word I'd say. Like, I felt very like sort of on top of everything.
Okay.
Like I caught up with all my tasks.
Like an El Vance sort of
godlike
drop.
Yeah, well, if El Vance is like that all day long.
Oh yeah.
That's why all the shows in Edinburgh, everybody's doing a show about ADHD this year. If you're not trans or something, then you're doing a show about ADHD, and which is it's a kind of made up thing. It's just everybody's got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
And you get it, so you can get then you get state sanctioned speed, like El Vance and stuff like that.
Yeah, baby.
and yeah, but yeah, I don't like all these people. It's just a lot of it is like just regular, boring white people trying to be like, oh, I've got a thing.
Got an affliction.
I've got an affliction. Yeah, I need some victim points. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what?
Yeah.
What about Stanhope is coming to the UK?
Yeah,
he is, and people have been
podcast.
asking him. Maybe we'll have a computer that works by the time Stanhope comes in September.
Yeah, tell Stanhope if he does our podcast, we will buy a new computer.
Yeah, and we won't. But
it'd be great to have him on.
Yeah.
And do you think he'll come on?
Maybe.
Or do you think?
I think he did Simon Kane's podcast before.
He did. What's the names as well? That guy who went mental or got outed in the Comedy Collective.
Oh yeah, because he took a photo of
Steve McCann.
Let's say Steve McLean, because he's a. Tell you what, Steve McLean.
No, I had a chat with him, and I don't want to. Well, you can do it.
I'll do it. Man, he was saying like, so people were saying like, oh, Jerry Sadowitz, defending Jerry Sadowitz. Steve McLean's like posting underneath being like, oh, well, there's been reports that he exposed himself to members of staff and blah, blah, blah. It's like, man, fucking what sort of fucking fucked up, malicious fucking rumors are you spreading, Steve McLean, you fucking bald.
Yeah, and I messaged him and I said, look, I think the statements that you're saying online are dangerous, especially if they're unfounded.
Yeah.
And he acknowledged it and went and changed it. So, well done. Shouldn't have done it in the first place, but discourse and speaking to people on a level can work.
So the nuclear weapons, they're better. What would you do if there was a nuclear apocalypse? Would you be all right in Tunbridge Wells?
To be honest,
no, I think we're all fucked.
I don't think it's that bad. I think you're fucked if you're like right where it goes off.
You know what I was thinking though today is like in fact, well, no, like life is short, right? But sometimes it feels long, man.
Especially if you're listening to this podcast.
And like, especially if you're trying to make this podcast.
You should euthanasia should be available to people who have completed their bucket lists or who are just like bored.
Well, the euthanasia are available to Xi Jinping and his army.
You know what I mean? You should be able to.
And Bill Gates.
You should be able to be like, yo, there's nothing more for me to see or do here.
Yeah.
And just walk in a clinic and
you can just go to Switzerland.
If you're allowed to transition.
No, but in Switzerland, it's you have to have reasons.
Oh yeah, you got to be terminally ill. And
you got to be terminally ill.
But yeah, like if they're gonna allow you to transition when you're like 9 or whatever, man, you should be allowed to like top yourself when you're 65.
Yeah, you should be able to be like, yo,
you can. Like people do it.
No, I mean like in a nice clinic, just go and get the injection.
Are you really thinking about this?
Not hardcore, but I think it should be an option.
In a few years for you.
I've swam with the turtles, you know what I mean? Like
with Stinky the dolphin.
Yeah. I've swam with the turtles. I've had some good highs. What more is there to life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
you could walk with some llamas.
Yeah, but I don't think there's more that much in life.
Really?
That I need to achieve.
I've just
in terms
looked
of
up
sensations or experiences.
Right.
There's nothing that I'm like, yo, I gotta do that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Just looked up euthanasia in Switzerland, and the euthanasia coaster is something that's come up, which is the euthanasia coaster is a hypothetical steel roller coaster designed as a euthanasia device to kill its passengers. The concept was conceived in 2010 and made into a large-scale model in Lithuania by Lithuanian artist Julionius Urbonas, a PhD candidate at the Royal College of Art in London. Urbonas, who has experienced as an amusement park employee, stated the goal of the concept was his concept roller coaster is to take lives with elegance and euphoria as a practical application of his design. Fucking hell, that sounds like someone's just been on it outside. But yeah, I don't know why. I thought I told him that.
Euthanasia roller coaster. How does it kill people?
I think it just crashes.
Is it like the one in Alton Towers?
You can't see because we're not the screen on.
There was one in Alton Towers that went rogue and like smashed someone's legs off.
Yeah. Oblivion. Is it Oblivion?
Oblivion.
Yeah.
You're really struggling with these fans there, boy. Oblivion. Jesus.
Yeah. Was it Oblivion accident?
I don't know.
But yeah, man, you should be able to just be like, yo, I had enough of this. This is, I had a good run, as I said.
How would you do it?
I just, injection.
Of
whatever it is that they give you. Heroin and something else. And you fade away happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one.
That'd be cool.
Just OD on...
yeah,
but
OD.
what if, because my thought about that is, well, you're just, depressed. And, for all you can say, I've swam with turtles. I've swam with turtles, and I love it, and I want to do it again.
Yeah, but after you've done it so many times, you're like,
Yeah, but then there's other stuff as well.
You could kill those turtles.
Sharks.
How would you like? That'd be nice for you.
Hit
What
just
about
go
whales?
with a hammer.
No, don't kill a turtle.
Just joking.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Man, I dived when I was in Australia. I dived with this. I was doing a liveaboard in the Great Barrier Reef. So you just live out in this boat for a bit and you dive 3 times a day or whatever. And man, there's a turtle that I'm not joking. It was the size of this table. But the weird thing was, maybe not quite as long, but the weird thing was its flippers and its head were still pretty much the same size as a normal turtle. So it looked like it had tiny wee flippers, but the rest of it had just grown and grown and grown. And they said, they knew, they had a name and stuff, they knew there's regular things like there's Napoleon wrasse, there's massive fish like potato, whatchamacallits, groupers or whatever. These massive fish that live under the coral bombers and stuff. And, this turtle thing was mad. Also, we did a night dive and we went down, so I had a torch and stuff, and we went through descended through the school of squid that was just all hanging there, and man, they're all just luminescent, and it was honestly, it was like alien world. Alien. And it's mad how there's so much stuff on Earth that is alien, but it's on Earth.
Yeah, I mean the deep sea is weird.
Yeah,
there's some we haven't explored all of it because it's so fucking hard to get to.
Yeah,
and it's as though
there's so many more species for us to kill off that we don't even know yet. It's true.
I'd love to see Bayesian Attenborough. Look at this fucking. Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But going up, finding some species and kicking
it's just going hard. Fuck that shit. Look at these doves.
then eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like when I was telling you when I was in Dominica and the guy, like the bus screeches to a halt and the guy runs off the bus and like catches his possum and just whacks it in the road till it's fucking dead.
Funny.
Like obviously just dinner. Like, but yeah, we do that in this country as well. Like, you know, we've got like pheasants and stuff sometimes, and my dad got that leg off a deer.
So like when I was in Barbados, right?
You know this is gonna be a story.
No.
When he starts,
It's just so like I posted a picture of me and a coconut, right? But I didn't actually climb the tree. I made it look like I climbed the tree, but I didn't climb the tree. But then I felt guilty that I hadn't climbed the tree, and I was posting like I had climbed the tree. So I was like, yo. My conscience was fucking with me, so I was like, I gotta learn how to climb a tree now.
That's
right?
a mad thing to have a guilt trip about.
Yeah. So I learned how to climb the tree. There's a guy who does all the groundwork and stuff for us and helps around in the garden and stuff.
Yeah.
And he climbs the tree barefoot. Like some people come and they climb the tree with the spikes on.
Right,
but this guy literally walks up poles.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He just so accustomed to it. So he taught me how to climb the tree. So then I climbed the tree. But then he said sometimes when you get to the top of the tree, a rat might jump on you. And I was like, okay, I climbed the tree, but I'm not going into that bit where the rats hang out. Because if a rat ever jump on me, bro, I'm just jumping straight out, mate.
Yeah.
But he lets the rats, he's like, and I was like, you don't freak out? He's like, nah, I just let it run on me. Imagine a rat running across your arm and you're in a tree.
But that's better than falling like 40 feet.
But I'm falling. There's no way I'm not falling. If a rat land on me, and he says sometimes centipedes as well. Both of those things. I'm jumping straight out, mate.
They can be poisonous as well.
Yeah, they can. You can get an allergic reaction and they fuck you up, man.
Do you know what's worse than a allergic reaction? Death from
falling. Get an allergic reaction to the fucking ground at the bottom.
But so I learned how to do it barefoot as well.
Right, yeah.
So I can climb the tree, but I didn't go in the because he actually sits in the top of it.
Right, yeah.
Ties off the coconuts, chops it, and
brings
it down.
Yeah, I might have stopped when I was in Nusa Penida in Bali, this like little island. I stopped at one of the roadside cafes, and I was like, I can have a coconut. And the guy comes out from behind the counter, fucking runs up one of the trees, just like, and chops down a coconut and fucking, I felt bad. I thought he'd have them in like, like Tesco van and drops them off or something.
I would have got that myself.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for this shit.
I'm just paying for you to climb a tree. Paying for the straw.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the great thing about being like in a place like that, man. There's food like all around. It's not like here where like, man, everything's like got to come in a can.
Oh yeah, man. I was eating so healthy back home. So healthy. Like half of the things were grown on our own trees.
And the other half were murdered by me.
Whether it be, mangoes or akis or whatever it is. Coconuts.
I ate some whale when I was in Norway. But it was actually
no way.
But Oslo reaction to that joke.
We should finish.
Yeah, let's finish and do the Patreon special with Darius. Darius is getting sexually exploited.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man, I ate whale, and it was like, honestly, like, so all right, some people have got like, they'll be like, oh, ethically that's bad or whatever. I think ethically it's all right because there's plenty of whales now. And
are there?
Yeah, there's fucking loads. How do you think they caught it? If there weren't enough, they wouldn't be able to catch it.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
They could have caught a rare one.
Nah, because they caught the last one. How are they going to find it? The sea's fucking huge. But so there's obviously there's plenty of whales now. Also, the thing that makes it ethically good to eat whales is they're huge. So if to get like the same amount of meat, you'd have to kill like 50 cows. So then you're killing 50 things, 50 lives. So the whale is more ethical to eat.
But there's
less whales than there are cows.
Yeah, but there's plenty of whales now.
You'd have to work out the ratio.
Yeah, you'd have to finesse the maths, but
the cow to whales ratio.
Yeah, but overall, I think it's ethical. And it was
7 out of the 13 great whale species are endangered.
Yeah, this was one of the ones that wasn't.
The great
Also, like,
fat
you know,
whale.
we probably harvested its eggs or whatever. I don't know. Made more.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if they're old, how old do whales last?
Hundreds of years, probably.
I love how confident the start of that sentence was, and then you prefaced it with probably.
But you know, one of the mad things about whales.
Yeah, how long does a whale live?
Quite a long time.
60 years, I reckon.
I think it's even longer. I think it's about 90, 100. But you know, one of the mad things about whales.
No.
How long?
Life expectancy is fluctuated between 20, 40, or 100 years, depending on the species.
Yeah, 100 years. That's what I said.
20,
so
40, 100.
Whales can live for 200 years?
They can live for 200 years with
bowhead whales.
If they've got private healthcare. Mm-hmm. But the
minke whales, 50 years.
Yeah. Do you want to know a fact about whales?
Nope.
Do you want to know a fact about
Yes.
So you know the biggest animal that's ever been on this planet? It's the blue whale, and it's like alive now. So it's not like, you know, dinosaurs were huge. And
What about Megalodon?
It's bigger than Megalodon. The blue whale is bigger than blue whales are fucking enormous.
Really?
So what you're trying to say?
They're huge.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I just think it's good that we're alive at the same time as a blue whale.
You are
the
absolutely right. Megalodon, fucking pussy old compared to...
How big was Megalodon?
So how many blue whales are there left?
Oh, loads are recovering. How big was Megalodon?
I've got a little picture here, but you can't see it. Basically, it's half a blue whale.
Yeah, but that's in length. So like by volume and mass, it'll be like blue whale will be like 8 times as much. Yeah, Megalodon. What a pile of shit Megalodon is. And how big was Megalodon compared to a great white?
So wait, a blue whale was bigger than the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Is what they're saying?
Yeah.
How big is the biggest dinosaur?
Would that be a Brachiosaurus? A Diplodocus?
No, it's probably, I don't know. Jesus Christ, Megalodon is like 10 times a
great white.
Yeah.
And a blue whale is way bigger than that.
And the blue whale is still alive today.
Still alive today.
Well, what's
thriving.
It's fucking huge.
And it's thriving. It's recovering. And
look at the comparison of blue whale to dinosaurs.
Titanosaurus.
Is that the biggest dinosaur? And did it go in the water or did it go in land?
No.
It went on land.
Argentinosaurus. Apparently.
It's Saurus coming to
stop.
Kick their ass over the Falkland Islands.
The biggest dinosaurs ever, yeah.
And how does that compare to the blue whale?
Smaller, much smaller.
Wow, that's crazy.
So what is a Titanosaurus?
I think that was just the name of this title. Titanosaurus, 8 of the world's biggest dinosaurs, and then Argentinosaurus was the largest dinosaur. So Titanosaurus was just another wordplay that...
Oh, yeah. It sank in its maiden voyage.
Oh, no, actually, wait. Titanosauria.
Titanosauria. Oh, they're a diverse group of sauropod dinosaurs, so some of them are transsexual. All right, should we do the Patreon?
This is the comedy gold. We're ending strong.
Yeah. Well, we're ending. We're relieved that we're ending.
Should we apologise for this episode now?
I think we should. I think we should definitely apologise to Sam because he's got to edit it.
Sam, I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry I haven't paid July yet.
Yeah.
But do you want to plug anything, or are we good?
Yeah, sure. Got the Comedy Unleashed tour. Tickets are on sale, and I'm doing my own tour next year. People can wait. I'm doing a tour with Bound and Gagged, so it'll be like 25 dates or something.
Should we do I think we could probably do a live,
3 speech. We could do it at Vauxhall, obviously, and but we could do like stand-up sets as well.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I think that's the way to do it. Do it on a Sunday. Oh, you can't do Sundays.
Depends on how early.
Do it early. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But Thursdays and Fridays are great for me.
But I think
we could do it on a Thursday.
Thursday is fine, but I think it'd be easier for people to do on a Sunday.
What, to make it along?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sunday's an easier thing for something one-off.
Yeah.
Especially if people are not in London.
And obviously,
if we do it early, that's fine because people can come in early and fuck off early.
And obviously, if you're a top tier patron, you get in free.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sam, edit that. All right, let's do this Patreon. Let's do 2 more Gash Bombs and.
Oh man, we don't have any more. Also,
brandy.
Yeah. Also,
did you drink all the brandy?
Yeah, me and Nico.
Oh fuck! Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Nico, do you have anything to plug?
Nope.
Wonderful.
Right.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Subscribe to the Patreon. It's much better than this. Much better.
That's a lie.